Okay guys, this time let's talk about regex. Now, specifically we're going to talk about finding duplicate words in regex, or I'm going to say double words, right? So what we're looking at here is, I've got this right here, is, text, text, some, where's another one, exactly, and end. And what I want to do is I want to find the words here that are doubled up like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a back reference, and usually when we talk about back references, we talk about back references in the case of using it as replacement text for capture groups. Only this time now we're going to use a back reference as a sort of a starting point for our discussion on using it in the find text itself, okay? So I'm using regex buddy here. I'm not promoting the tool, even though I really like the tool. But I'm using it because it's really easy to highlight the matches that we find. So let's go ahead and start this. So I've got my text down here that I want to search, and up here I can type in my regular expression. So since these are words, of course I'm going to start with a whack W, and that's going to show me all of the individual letters in here. Notice how it's not capturing the spaces, right? But it's getting each individual letter. So each successive match is alternating in color. That's how this works. So I'm going to put a plus here, and now it gets the individual words. So this word is an entire match, this word is an entire match, and so on, right? So after that, I want to get followed by a space. So I'm going to go ahead and follow that by a whack S, which is a space, and now you can see now each individual each individual find match is the word followed by the space, the word followed by the space, the word followed by the space, right? So what I want to be able to do here is I want to be able to capture this word right here, or in the case of what I'm specifically doing here, I want to find this word, the one that's matched that by a double, right? So first I have to put this into a capture group. So I'm going to put the parentheses around the whack W plus, because that's going to be my capture group. And that really doesn't change anything except that it says now I want to capture these guys so that I can use them later for either replacement text or for back reference later on in the same lookup. Now, usually when we do a replace, we do that replace with a $1 to show that we're looking for this first capture group. But if we're actually using that in the search, we're going to use a backslash. So I'm going to say I want to do a \1, and that does something really cool here. So what that says is I am looking for this word group followed by a space followed again by this word group. So this \1 says I want to reference the first capture group that was already captured, actually that was already saved, right? So I want to look for a word followed by a space, followed by that same word again. So this is the same way of accessing that capture group that we would ordinarily capture with a $1 in our replacement text, right? So again, this word followed by, or this word group, right, followed by a space, followed by that word group again, because I've captured it. And you see that I am getting text, text, some, end. But you notice I'm also getting some stuff here that I didn't want, right? So I'm getting the is, even though, I mean, those are definitely followed, those definitely have a space between them, but that's not part of the word, right? And I'm getting is and some right here, and I'm getting the e's right here. So I am crossing that with that space. And the problem there is it's doing exactly what I told it to do, right? It's doing exactly what I said. It's giving me the word followed by the space, followed by that capture group that I've already defined. And so what we're doing here is we're actually crossing word boundaries, right? So the way to get around that is to put word boundary markers in here. So I'm just going to use a \B, and I'm going to use a \B here. So what that's telling me right now, or what that's telling regex right now, is that saying I want this to be confined within the word boundaries. So I want this to be, this is the beginning word boundary, so this is anything after the beginning of the word and anything before the end of a word. So I'm getting exactly what I want now. You notice how these guys, how these previous matches, where are they? This guy right here and these guys right here, right? And I know there was another one in there somewhere. That these guys are now going to be ignored because I've put my match inside this word boundary and I've made sure that it stayed inside that word boundary. So I didn't really want to teach necessarily on word boundaries today, but I did want to talk about how to double up, how to find these doubled up words in here. Now, the same thing holds true in Management Studio. I've got this exact same thing in Management Studio, and you'll notice I've got the same regex right here. So I could do a find all, and it'll show me down here all of the lines that have a match. It doesn't really help much. So in Management Studio, what you have to do is you have to say find next, and I find that, and then I find that one, and then I find that one, then I find that one, then I find that one. So you see this concept of using this back reference right here to my previously matched group does work in Management Studio as well. So there you go. That is how to find doubled up words in regular expressions with both with an editor and with Management Studio.